Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day this video may find you. Thank you so much for returning to my channel. If you are a returning viewer or one of my amazing subscribers. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. Listen, people, I hope that you are having an amazing day, week, month, and year. So I love to just do my introduction and just dive right in to respect your time. So people, today I wanted to do a short video on something that is very critical in terms of a monogamous relationship between a man and a woman and marriage. Okay. I have mentioned things somewhat on this level in other videos, but I see that there is an overwhelming dialogue going on about this subject, and for some reason men and women just cannot come together on an agreement. I have seen, though, some situations, but on a broad spectrum, it's just men and women are just clashing. And it's just turning into a battle that I'm sure is spiritual, because there are carnal things that have shaped our world, okay? Even if you are a Christian, you've been in this world just like all the rest of us. I'm a Christian. I was in this world before I had professed my faith, surrendered to God, and accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior. So during that time, we were being shaped by the world. If you have not surrendered to Christ and become a new person, then whatever shaping that has been done through your worldly teachings is what's in you, okay? And even after we have accepted Christ, if we have not done Romans 12:2, which is renewing the mind, then we've accepted Christ, we've acknowledged him, but we still haven't transitioned into the new person, because there was no renewing of the mind. So the mindset is still there, okay? And I'm saying all this to say, people, this is why there is so much what is lies being told, untruths. Let's say that. Let's say untruths. On the male side, there is just no accountability on the broad spectrum of the fact that society had told males that it was okay for them to abuse their power. This is just factual, people. If you go back throughout our history, if you just sit there and you just close your eyes and you just think about all the relationships that you saw of your uncles and aunts and grandparents and parents and great-grandparents, the stories that were told, your neighbors that were married, the pastors that were married, all these people, if you go back and you think about it, and I'm not saying 100% of them, but think about it on a large scale, what percentage of those relationships where you did not see or find out about some betrayal in terms of one of or both of the spouses stepping out on each other? Okay, I said one of them or both of them. Listen, people, we have to acknowledge that this came from society telling the male it was okay for him to do this. There's just truth to this, people, that if we were in a relationship, an intimate relationship with our spouses prior to our marriage, more than likely, the male and the female, had been intimately involved with another person other than ourselves. Okay? In many cases, back in the previous generations, like I'm 55, in my generation, it was majority males that had a lot of sex partners, people that they had been involved with that way. And the females, unlike, today, and I'm not bashing anybody, but this is just factual. For the most part, the females didn't have a large number of, they may have had 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of the time, you can count on one hand how many partners they had been with. But the males, they were pretty much up there. So, the truth is, most of these relationships that started out with fornication, which is a sin. I know we don't want to admit that. It is sin. It is a sin to be having sexual relations outside of marriage, okay? But the world has told us that this is okay. This is perfectly fine because you get to see if you like it, okay? Which is really crazy, because in the end, or towards the end, if you get old enough, that stuff don't even matter. So really, if you're with a person and that's your main thing about them, that you really like them in bed, then when y'all get old, it's not gonna work, because neither one of you or one of you are not going to be wanting or able to do that, okay? It's either both of you or one of you won't be able to do that. So if the essence of your relationship is surrounded around that, then when you become an old person, you're coming into a rude awakening, okay? And this is why we're supposed to be, in love with the person that we're marrying, okay? The person. Yeah, we have aesthetics and everything. That is perfectly fine. But if you're in love with that person, when those aesthetics start going away, then you will still love that person. You will still want to be with that person. But anyways, people, what I'm trying to say is, if we do not, and men, you are saying that you want to lead. You're saying that women are being in your way. We're getting in the way of you leading. Why in the world can't you step up and be a man and tell the truth that you really, really messed up following after what was told to you to be okay as a male, which was being with multiple women, lying, the cheating, the manipulating, the mental, emotional, and verbal abuse, the abusing your power. If you were the one that is monetarily bringing in more in the home, instead of you just being proud of that, you pushing that down your wife's throat all the time and reminding her that you are doing that. This is the way that you're leading. Why don't you think about the way that you led your home? Think about that. If you want to lead, trust me, a woman, she wants her man to lead. She wants her man to lead. This stuff where y'all say, no woman wants to lead a relationship. This is not true. This is not true. Women are leading because they're forced to lead. Just like women are filing for divorce because they are forced to file for divorce. Listen, I'm not saying 100%, but we know that this is true. This is happening on a large scale. There's no way that a woman that's been in a relationship 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years is divorcing her husband just because she's divorcing her husband. That makes no sense at all. There is no reason that a woman that got a good man, a man that loves her, unless she's got issues. I understand that these situations happen, but you can't take these little snippets of things and try to bring that as a broad spectrum. Listen, I do get it. In modern society, yes, you have more women now that are behaving like the men. And that's the thing that you don't want to accept, men. You don't want to accept that all these things that you're talking about women is things that you do. There are things that you do, and you're upset and mad because you're saying these women are doing it and we're the ones that's supposed to do that. No, you're not. You're not supposed to be doing it either. You're not. You're just not. So anyway, people, I'm not going to take up a whole bunch of your time, but I just, it's so sad that we have so many people that just don't want to get it. And they're looking like, it's looking crazy, y'all. It's looking crazy. Look, young men, I hope that there's young men watching this video. I'm talking about 30, 40 some years old. There may be something in down that's out there to save you. I'm not sure about these 50 and ups. I'm not. I mean, some of them. But I'm talking about the ones down. I'm talking to you, the female. Let's not just do the male, the females and the males. Look at what you are. Look what you're following. Look at these men, all you men that are in your 20s and 30s and 40s, and you're married. I want you to pay attention to these men that are 50 and up, how their relationships are ending up. And you need to decide right now if you want that to be you. You need to decide. You need to look at yourself and say, okay, am I following this same footstep? Listen, y'all, share this video for the males and the females, these young people out here, or these people, if you're in a marriage and you're on the rocks and you're in your 50s and 60s, there's hope for you too. Okay, but there's got to be truth. Young women that are out here behaving like these men because you're tired. You're so tired of women being ran over. You're seeing what has happened to your mothers and grandmothers, and you've been through experiences your own self with these toxic behavior, these men using you, and these men out here pretending like they don't care about our money. That's all they're talking about is our money, because they want more money for the streets. They're not about family. I know you're tired. Don't let them pull you in on it. Just shut it down. Just shut it down and get your relationship with God, and do not accept anybody that does not have God in them. And I'm not talking about on here talking about you want a God-fearing man and you're half naked and you're carrying yourself in a carnal way that a God-fearing man is going to reject you. At least a true one. And males, I'm telling you, y'all, for the men and the women, the young men and women, I want you to look at what's going to happen on the back end there. I get it, young women. You see your mothers, they were very good. Grandmothers, very, very good to these men, and they did not do them right. And you feel like you got to stand up. I get that. I set those boundaries. You need to set those boundaries. But setting those boundaries don't mean you need to jump out there and do like the men. For you young men, don't end up like daddy and grandpa and great-grandpa. Don't do it. I'm telling you, it's a sad, pitiful sight. And granddaddy and grandpa and great-grandpa that have messed up their lives and have had broken families, failed marriages, 1, 2, 3, and all that, they're not going to tell you the truth. Because, see, it's that shame stuff there. So they figure if they don't tell you the truth, then you won't see the truth. But you see it. Don't pretend like you don't see it. If they don't want to admit the truth, you open your eyes and be able to see the truth so you can do better for your life. Anyways, people, I got to get out of here. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope this was a blessing to someone. Look, if it was, please like the video. It'll help spread it for others to see. Share the video with somebody that you feel like needs this. But listen, people, I may seem like I'm on here bashing people. I am totally not. This is all for healing.